Hi, I am Zubin Therin and welcome to this Excel tutorial by Amity Future Academy. In this video, we'll have a look at the lookup functions which are used in Excel. So let's begin with Vlookup. Vlookup is one of the most frequently used function in Excel. So if you know Excel, it is mandatory that you should know Vlookup. There is no way that you can skip this function. Also, we'll have a look at different ways in which VLOOKUP is implemented in Excel. That is normal lookup, VLOOKUP from different sheet, and VLOOKUP from different workbook. We will have a look at each one of these one by one. So let's begin with understanding what is VLOOKUP. For that, let's open an example. Here we have data of a hardware store with variables like supplier ID, part number, part name, part price, and status. Assume that we have a series of part number and we need to select its part price. There are two ways in which we can do this task. One is manually searching for those particular part numbers in our main data, and once you find it, we can write its part price. So if the data is small, doing this is easy. When the data is large, doing this manually would take lot of effort. Doing this is not the correct way, as it would consume most of your time. So there is another way around. In Excel, we have a function called VLOOKUP. So VLOOKUP is also known as vertical lookup. What VLOOKUP will do, it will search for those part numbers in our main data, and once it finds the part number, it will see its subsequent part price, and it automatically enters those part price in our required cell. So let's implement this in Excel. So as mentioned earlier, we have part number and we need to find the part price from our main data. So let's write the formula for VLOOKUP. So any formula in Excel, as mentioned earlier, begins with is equal to, then we type in VLOOK, select VLOOKUP from using the arrow functions, and then press tab. So here, once you press tab, Excel shows us the syntax for VLOOKUP. So let's have a look at this in detail. The first thing that we need to enter is the lookup value. Lookup value is nothing but the value which we need to search in Excel. In our case, it is the part number. Let's select the cell, that is the part number, enter comma. Next, we need to select the table array. Table array is nothing but the data range in which we have to search our part number. So let's select the data range, that is from part number till part price. Since supplier ID and status is not useful, I have eliminated it. Then enter comma. So once our lookup function starts looking for the part number that we require in the data range, what should it return? So in our case, it should return part price. And what is the column number of part price in our selected data range? That is, part number is 1, part name is 2, and part price is 3. Hence, we would write 3 as our column index number, then comma, then we need to select if we need an approximate match or an exact match. Let's select exact match and press enter. So once you complete the formula, it returns the value. So let's see if we if the value that we have received is correct. The part number 007 and its subsequent part price is 65.99, hence it is correct. Let's drag this for other examples as well and see if the part price that we have reduced using the formula is correct or not. 018. So the part price for it is 84.57. Yes, it is correct. So this is how normal VLOOKUP is implemented in Excel. Now let's have a look at implementing VLOOKUP in two different sheets. Assume that our main data is available in sheet 1 and in sheet 2 there are two columns named part name and status. So this is empty as of now. Let's select uh, few let's select few part names from our main data at random. Okay, this is enough. So as mentioned earlier, in sheet 1 we have our main data, and in sheet 2 we have two columns, that is part name and status. Assume that we have to find part name from our main data and see its status, if the selected part is in stock or is it out of stock. So these two are in different sheets. So let's perform VLOOKUP in different sheets. The formula for it would be the same. Let's begin with is equal to, select VLOOKUP, the lookup value, in our case part name, comma, table array, which is in sheet 1. Let's start from part name since the other two are not required. Let's continue with the formula in sheet 1 instead of going to sheet 2. So now we need to enter the column index number. So in our given data range, that is part name to status, we once a formula looks for part name, what we need to return is status, and in our data range, status is in column number 3, as part name is column number 1, part price is column number 2, and status is in 3. So let's enter 3, comma. So do we need a approximate match or an exact match? Let's select exact match and press enter. So it gives that ball joint is in stock in our main data. Let's check. Ball joint is in stock. Yes, which is correct. Let's drag this for other examples. It says fuel pump is also in stock. Let's check. press Ctrl F and let's find fuel pump using our Ctrl F function. Okay, the fuel pump is also installed. So our VLOOKUP function is correct and the answer it gave us is also correct. Now let's open a new workbook. Now, now we will implement VLOOKUP using two different workbooks. So let from our main data, let's select say part name and part price column name, enter it in our new workbook, and also randomly select few part names and enter those in our new workbook. Okay, so here what we have to do is we have to find the part name in our main data and then return its part price. So let's begin with the formula for implementing VLOOKUP using two different sheets. Formula begins with is equal to VLOOKUP, select VLOOKUP, press tab, lookup function, in our case part name, comma, table array, which is in other sheet. Let's select our data range, that is from part name till part price. Since we have not selected the remaining three because that is not required as of now, let's continue with the formula in this sheet rather than going to that sheet, comma. Now we need to select the column index number, which is 2 in our data range. Part name is 1 and part price is 2. Let's enter 2, comma. Do we need an approximate match or an exact match? Let's select exact match. Press enter. So it gave us the price for our part name. Let's drag this for other examples as well. So this is how you implement VLOOKUP for using two different sheets in Excel. To summarize, in this video, we had a look at what is VLOOKUP, VLOOKUP formula, and the three types of VLOOKUP, that is normal lookup, VLOOKUP from different sheets, and VLOOKUP from different workbook. We also implemented these three types using an example.